Hi Retro Babes. Tonight we're going to be doing one of my all-time favorite movies, A Walk to Remember. So, I guess, without any further ado, let's get into it. So the story starts basically, and we see Landon and his friends waiting out in an abandoned factory, I think. Lord knows where these people are at this point in time at night. But they're here, and they're waiting on someone. And in this scene, I guess, we learn two things. One, Belinda and Landon used to be a thing. And two, we are waiting on someone literally to make one of the biggest mistakes of his life ever. You don't believe me? I swear, you might as well watch the clip because I couldn't even believe it. Yep. Your eyes are not playing any tricks on you. You just saw a grown guy jump from off of whatever that was into what anybody with any type of sense could see is absolutely shallow water. Anyway, once he hits the water, we realize that he's not moving, and Landon goes down to save him, and his friends scatter like roaches, which then leaves Landon alone, holding the proverbial sack, I guess. So Landon decides that he needs to get away, which then leads into our own segue of cops and robbers.
Hey, the man, they go more. If you like wrong, go Mexico City. I don't care. You better come in. Hey! 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 Why are you running? Why are you running?
I swear, guys, you really can't make this stuff up. And Landon, man, I don't even know what he is. Is he a cat? Because this guy must be touched by an angel. He doesn't even go to jail for trespassing or drinking or negligence or evading arrest. Nope. Child, they get him in the principal's office and he is pissed about community service, guys. Yes, you heard that right. Community service and a play. So basically, the principal lets him know you can either go or you'll be on your way out. And now we see Landon's character arc, I guess, begin. Now we basically see Landon and Lainey on the bus after he barely made an effort at that youth center child. And he got his Walkman in, and he is having his own 90s R&B music as he looks out the window, acting like, woe is me. And we see Lainey get up from her seat and go sit next to him and basically tries to make small talk and offer him advice for tutoring the kids. And this man does not want to be bothered. And I guess finally Lainey is like, all right, enough of the small talk. Are you guys going to visit that guy? You know, the one that you influenced to jump off of that like 10-story to do? And he looks her right in the eye and is like, no. Girl. Now he basically starts telling Lainey how she has one sweater and she's been doing the same thing for about the 6th or 7th grade or whatever. And Lainey looks in his face after he asks her how did he do, and she was just like, it was predictable. And he was like, you don't care what people think about you? And she was like, nope, I don't. That must have shook him to his core, because you can literally see the gears start turning in Landon's mind. But we are then taken to the scene as to where they do the little dry run of the play. And boy, oh boy, does he need some real help.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm drinking, doll face, but this is...
That you could do so you do.
Child. Anyway, Landon has come to his senses and he is now asked Lainey to help him rehearse his lines, you know, because, girl, they are struggling with a K. And basically, Lainey lets him know that she's not in the business of helping people off air. And he's like, oh, no, 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 no. It wouldn't just be for me. It's for everybody because I suck. And y'all don't want to waste y'all time, right? After all this effort y'all put in. Help me. Help you guys. Please. And this is when we're hit with the confidence of Lainey. Because, child.
You have to promise you won't fall in love with me.
And
So it's opening night and everything is awesome. The acting is great. The props is great. The costume is great. Lainey is singing off the charts and her child, which then leads to this moment right here.
got him! Got him!
Now, remember I told you guys that Belinda and London used to be a thing and she just couldn't take a hint, child? This then leads to the cafeteria scene, which honestly is one of my favorite scenes in the movie, but still, girl, please get a clue.
Dee, stop it!
You stay out of this!
The girls are fighting! No!
Now, it's official, guys. Landon and Lainey are dating, and we get to see them as they go through their little dates, and he takes her to dinner, and they do the little 1-2 dance, although he was like, I don't dance, I know you can. But anyway, and we also get this amazing car scene from them where he's putting on this little 90s tattoo, and he's blowing on his shoulder. Girl, why they got me cackling? Now, as Landon and Lainey spend more time together, he brings her home after one night, and this is where we kind of start to figure out that maybe things aren't all just sunshine and roses.
I love him.
Then be fair to him, Jamie, before things get worse.
Now, after hearing that Lainey has leukemia, Landon then jumps in his car, girl, and drives. I don't know how long and how far he drives, but drive to his dad's house in the middle of the night, bombing on the door. Little pig, let me in. Oh, no, I'm just kidding. But basically, he comes to his dad for help, and at this point, he's really emotional, and he's telling his dad that he needs to see Lainey right away. And his dad is being logical, and he's like, I don't know anything about her charts or her medical history. I would need to see her. But obviously in this moment, Landon is really overwhelmed, and he just jumps back in his car and drives off, girl, into the night. Now we get to see Landon's friends in a completely different light, and they show up and show out for him support-wise as soon as they found out what's really going on. And we also see Landon lean on his mom, and when he asks her to basically teach him how to dance so he can dance with Lainey, which, girl, I can cry and single right now because that was so adorable. Finally, guys, we are here, and I know I'm saying finally and it's not the end of the movie, but I'm such a hopeless romantic that we end up at the wedding, girl, and Lainey looks beautiful. Everyone's there, including Landon's dad, who is his best man, and it's just a beautiful wedding, honestly.
Love takes no pleasure in other people's sin.
And after all is said and done, we find out that they had a beautiful summer together, and Lainey went on home, child, to God, and Landon then went on to be accepted into medical school, and we see everything comes back full circle as he returns Lainey's mom book to her dad, which I feel like to me kind of signifies that in this moment he's done grieving and he's healed, and he can just live knowing that he loved amazingly and move on.
And it's so sad.
Lainey will always be absolutely iconic to me, and here's why. Growing up, I always had trouble like setting boundaries for myself because I always felt like setting clear boundaries was not being nice. But I liked the way that Lainey was nice, but she also was able to let people know and set clear boundaries for London and also her bullies, I guess, to let them know like, hey, this is what I will do and this is what I'm not gonna do. This is how you can feel and it won't change how I feel. And I really do like that so much about her. Honestly, I love her singing. I love how she believed what she believed and didn't want to be shamed about it. And I just really loved her as an overall character. Although she was a teenager, she seemed to have like all her little Georgie bundled together, which was honestly inspiring, and I truly loved Lainey so much. Now, London, on the other hand, I think maybe because I'm watching it in my 30s, when I used to watch this movie so much times when I was younger, I always thought that this love story was Lainey's love story, The girl with cancer gets a miracle and she's able to fall in love and get married before she died. But watching this in my 30s made me realize that this was Landon's love story, basically. So we were actually watching from, I guess, a male's perspective, but with like the female lens, I guess. But yeah, that was so interesting because even with the opening sequence, we weren't introduced to Lainey until kind of much later. I guess 15-20 minutes into the movie, I guess this was the first time that Landon and Lainey even spoke to each other. And it was interesting to see his character development, like the way he went from running away from his dad's house and being like he don't need his dad because his dad left, so he doesn't have a dad, to returning to like literally cry on his dad's shoulder once he found out that his dad was paying for at-home care for Lainey. And then obviously at the end, once he was able to get his life on track and stop caring so much about what his friends thought about him and like really pursue what he was interested in. So yeah, shout out to Landon, and I can't believe I didn't notice that before. Honestly guys, A Walk to Remember is such a memorable movie that I watch it all the time and I cry and I'm filled with so much emotions as if it's the first time that I'm watching it. So I really do think this is a great movie to watch for those that haven't tried it. And here's to us finding that person that's gonna learn to dance just for us.